Today is March 13th, 2023, and I'm Dania Michael of the Classical Liberal Arts Academy. As a homeschooling mother, I get a lot of questions from other mothers about setting up a schedule and how to set up a homeschool schedule. And I just want to give you a basic, brief, how to set up a homeschool schedule for Classical Liberal Arts Academy students in particular. Okay, so the first thing we do is we divide the day up into big blocks. The big blocks allow kids to focus on a particular course or particular area of the curriculum. We've found that when you have smaller times, give your kid a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, they don't get that much done in that time. They're always looking at the clock and they're pressured to get done quickly, and they really don't get a lot done. When you give them a big block, they can just sit back, feel free to just dive in, just take their time, and get something done. So that's how we set it up. So what we do, we think about the 6 days of the week. When God created the world, He commanded man to work for 6 days and rest for 1 day. So our general framework is 6 days of work, 1 day of rest. We don't necessarily have school every Saturday, but it's the go-to. It's kind of like the default schedule. And if anything else comes up, say a child has a job, there's a barn to clean, something comes up, they don't have school that day. But it's kind of the default that they think that they will have school that day. So we set it up for Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, the same schedule, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, the same schedule. And obviously Saturday is different. We have to get ready for Mass on Sunday and other things come up. So it's not very consistent on Saturdays. But so Monday, we'd start out with Monday morning is a big block from whenever the kids start school until lunchtime. And that's called the trivium block. Now in the CLA, the students know trivium is any courses related to grammar. So you would have their Latin classes, Latin reading, Latin grammar, classical grammar, elementary grammar, Latin vocab. So courses related to grammar would be in that trivium section. And that can go from as early as they start. They start 8 o'clock, they start 9 o'clock, start 10 o'clock, whatever time they start, until lunchtime. At lunchtime, they take a break. And so they would stop trivium studies at lunchtime, take a break. And in the afternoon, on those days, is philosophy. So philosophy is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons. So in the CLAA, for the younger children, that would be Aesop's Fables and Theophrastus characters. As they get older, they would add in Pliny. And then for the older children, it would be ethics and any other philosophy courses that they're taking, Aristotle's History of Animals or things like that. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons. Then we take a long break. The kids have PT, so physical training. They get to run around. They get to whatever they're going to do. Some of the kids will run. Sometimes maybe go to the gym, go swimming. So take a break where they have physical exercise. Do any chores that have to be done in the household, and also have dinner and clean up after dinner. That time would also be if you have evening prayer as a family or individually would be in that time. And then we have an evening block. An evening block would be humanities. So usually I just have humanities every evening. That would be in the CLA for the younger kids, world chronology, world geography. You could have drawing. There's other courses, maybe music time. Maybe you have children with piano lessons. Anything like that they need to practice would be in the evenings for humanities, for the humanities block. So that's for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you have trivium, and then we have a block for that. Then we have it stop when we have lunch. During that lunchtime is a reward time. Okay, so the rewards for the trivium work would come at lunchtime. They did good work at lunch. They did good work for the trivium work at lunchtime is a time you can give them a reward, whether it's extra food, whether it's some kind of treat, candy, or some fruit, whatever you have in your family as a treat. They did good work during the morning trivium time. at lunchtime is time to reward them. Maybe you're going to give them a recess time. Maybe little kids, it's really nice out, go run outside, go ride your bikes for a few minutes, 15 minutes, go do this activity. Something you could do. Maybe there's something they wanted to watch, or something they wanted to listen to. Something they could do. Some kind of reward for their morning work. And then the evening work, the afternoon block, the philosophy block, their evening period, their evening break when you have recess or PT and dinner would be a time you can reward them. You can reward them with a treat that they could eat. You can reward them with anything, something significant in your family that is a reward for them. And then for humanities, you have another evening session for humanities. And then after that, you can do a reward. In our family, in the winter, it might be something like I make cocoa for the kids, hot cocoa. They can have hot cocoa before they wrap up for the evening, before they wrap up for bed. Or maybe popcorn, something that they enjoy that you can reward them with. Maybe a movie time, maybe a little, half-hour movie, a part of a movie they were watching. So that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday schedules. The morning is theology time. So in the CLAA, we have scripture, daily scripture reading, which really it could be every day, but in this block, you may not get to it every day. You would do it Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It's Baltimore Catechism 1, Baltimore Catechism 2, Catholic Bible 1, Catholic Bible 2, as they get older, sacred scripture courses, Summa courses. This would all be in the theology time. So it starts in the morning as soon as they're ready to start school until lunchtime. Lunchtime would be the time that you would just go over their studies with them, see what they got done, take a couple minutes, and just make sure they get something done. The goal is that they would get something done in every block period. So this block really ensures that they have a concentrated period of time where something does get done. So your goal is that something significant gets done, whether they read a lesson and take good notes, whether they pass an assessment, whether they complete an assignment or complete a quiz or have a whole bunch of memory work done that you can test them on. Just something significant gets done during that time. So that's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, theology in the morning. Take a break for lunch, check their work, make sure something got done. If it did, give them a reward. If it didn't, if you see they totally didn't do anything, then take something away. Maybe they lose their lunch. Maybe they lose part of their lunch. Maybe they lose a recess the other kids get. Something. Penalize them for it. Make them feel like they didn't get this work done and they're going to have a punishment for it. And if they did get something done, reward them. Give them something that makes them feel, that they did well. Then the afternoon block on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays is quadrivium. Quadrivium in the CLA would be their math classes. So that would be, you can do modern arithmetic, 1, 2, 3. You can do algebra. You would do introduction to classical arithmetic, classical geometry. If they're in the high school program, that would be their high school math. Whatever they have for arithmetic during that time. As they get older, you would also add things in like classical music if they get to that point. So that is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays would be the quadrivium period in the afternoon. Now, after that, you would break up, and that would be their time for PT, physical training, anything you want them to do for that, whatever they can get in, exercise, run, ride their bikes, go swimming, whatever it is. Do their household chores during that time, get ready for dinner, have dinner, clean up, evening prayer, whatever you do, evening rosary, whatever you do in your family during that time. Then you would have an evening work time. Again, we usually do humanities in the evening. It's enjoyable for the kids. Sometimes it can be such a thing as watching a movie, but usually it's world chronology, world geography, and Pliny, any other humanities courses they have in a CLA. And then after that, you can also give them another reward. If they did well, you can give them something, whether they have a cup of tea, a cup of cocoa, a little treat you have for them in the evening after that. And then, then after that would be bedtime. But so that I would just make sure that something significant gets done every period, whether it's memory work, review memory work, read a lesson, take notes, complete an assignment, complete a quiz. Something significant needs to be done every period. So that's a brief breakdown of our schedule, daily family schedule. I hope that was helpful. If this brings up any questions to your mind or any other concerns that you have, then I'd be happy to take any questions you have. But I hope that was helpful. God bless. Bye-bye.